Hi everybody, welcome back. Today's review is from a house that I have not done a review of before. Up until mid last year, I had not tried anything from the house of Parfums MDCI. I don't know if there's a different way to say that, but I presume it's just the letters. I stand corrected, obviously, if someone's got different information. I'm going to review today the very highly regarded, critically acclaimed Chypre Palatin. Now, this is one of two samples I got. I got a sample of this and also Invasion Barbare, I think it's pronounced. And this is the first one I'm going to do a review of. Now, here is the thing about highly regarded fragrances that have been around for a while, and especially when there are rumors, talk, or even confirmation that a perfume like this has been reformulated. I'll go on to describe this perfume right now on my skin, and then I'll talk a little bit about that. So this was released in 2012, and the other thing that really got my interest in this one in particular was the fact that it was composed by Bertrand Duchefort, who is one of my favorite perfumers. Now, when you spray this on, the opening is actually quite nice. As you would expect from the name, you expect sort of, from a Chypre, I tend to now expect that there is, you know, sort of brightness in the opening, development, and into like a heavy, thick base. I mean, that's just kind of the rules I have in my head, I guess, when it comes to Chypre. But it opens actually bright, sweet citruses, and there is a fizziness about them that makes me think that there might be aldehydes used here in the opening, although they're not listed officially. And there was one perfume that in the first few seconds this reminded me of, and that's Lagerfeld Classic, which is one of my favorite perfumes and one I have in my wardrobe. So there is that opening. It's lovely fizzy citruses. There is a sweetness there almost immediately, and the word that comes to my mind is almost like caramel toffee sweetness. But what happens like very soon after, and this is on my skin, there is like a rapid fire development of this perfume on my skin that quickly goes into this, what I can only describe as a lush, waxy 3D floral heart. And I'll tell you that the floral note that I pick up immediately here, and it's because I'm quite familiar with it because I have it growing in my garden, is this beautiful waxy creamy gardenia note that sits there basically in the spotlight, surrounded by a bunch of other, you know, florals. But gardenia is the floral note that I really pick up, and it's just really beautifully creamy with that hint of sweetness. And I think that early sweetness that I pick up, once you let this develop, is that it is coming so obviously from the base, because I can smell lots of balsams and resins of the vanilla-y sweet variety, like benzoin and vanilla, and even Tolu balsam is in there as well. And the base, unlike a lot of other Chypre compositions, doesn't get mossy and earthy and leathery. This is really, to me, it's almost bordering on gourmand sweetness, but just, I guess, helped by that beautiful creamy floral heart that this perfume has. This is how it plays out on my skin, and I find this quite a beautiful perfume. It is hard to not like this perfume, although it brings me to the point I raised at the beginning of the video, is that, so apparently this perfume has been formulated according to people who are familiar with the original release vintage. So when I got this sample, I posted on my Instagram and, you know, sort of mentioned that I was sampling this and testing it for a review. And I did get a few comments because this was the current version that you can buy. And some people did say that this, although it's still nice, it is not a patch compared to the vintage. And in a way, it's kind of, I guess, left me a little bit wanting and disappointed, because I do like how this smells on me. But now I'm really wondering how much better, you know, how much more improved the vintage was. And I haven't had a chance to smell vintage. I might at some stage, because I'm guessing it wouldn't be overly difficult to find, given that it's not a really old perfume. But it does give me pause in wanting a full bottle of this, because again, this particular brand is not the cheapest, and I would have been almost on the edge of wanting a bottle of this if I did. I know it's silly, I know it sounds silly, if I didn't know or if I wasn't told by people I trust that the vintage was just a much better perfume. It is lovely. It is a lovely, to me, what I would describe as a floral resinous Chypre. There is something a little bit classic about it. What I think it does lack, I don't know why, but I would have liked to have detected a few more kind of animalic notes, if you like. Maybe, you know, I think there is something like castoreum listed here, but I wish that was kind of more pushed forward, I guess. That's just my own personal taste. Longevity on my skin, I have probably averaged about 6 to 7 hours, so it's not monster. And to me, projection is pretty good. Like there's probably a few feet cloud around me when I wear this. But really, all I can say is that it is a lovely perfume. Be prepared for those creamy florals in the mid. It might make this something that more women would be drawn to than men, but I would have no issues wearing this at all. But like I said, it does dry down to a sweeter resinous base, balsamic base, that, you know, the really the right word is just like a beautiful perfume to me. It's just lacking that little tiny bit that would make me say, yeah, I need a bottle of this. That's my review of Chypre Palatin. I hope that was useful for you, and I'll see you all very soon. Bye.